Welcome to Soccer as We Like It, the MANUTD direction, the channel for United fans. And today we are talking about the post-match game between Manchester United and Brentford, the last home game of the season, 21-22 season. But this was an emotional farewell because a lot of players, we might not be seeing them again. As they say in French, it was a case of au revoir. But we had Matic, we had Mata, and a few names we might be seeing. There was a parade after the game, after a convincing, one of the best home performances we had seen in a very long time. We asked, why was this left for the very last home game? Joining me today is the UK crew. I have Vim, the painter. Vim, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
And we have Kay, the smiling one. Welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, what's happening? Good, everyone.
Right, you guys all saw it. 3 goals, Bruno, Ronaldo, and Varane all scoring, and a good Brentford side were taking to the cleaners. United kept possession. They were playing some scientific football. Vimal, tell me, what was different? Was it the atmosphere, the emotion? What was it?
It was a combination of things, wasn't it? It felt like the team that was put out there was a team that were a team of professionals. You know, we hadn't played that many youngsters. We played professionals who were bowing out at the end of the season, you know, likes of Mata and Matic, you know, both very good players. I wish we'd seen more of Mata throughout the season. He looked like a genius yesterday. And then you had this potential protest at 73rd minute. You probably had instructions from the board and the management to say, look, guys, we need a win. And, you know, maybe it also serves as a distraction on the walkout, on the protest, which was all planned. So, you know, there's a lot of factors at play. And the other thing as well is that Ronaldo was supporting. He wasn't isolated up front like he usually is. You know, so many times throughout the season, we've seen Ronaldo on his own without anyone next to him to lay the ball off to. So this time he had Mata around him, Bruno.
Yeah,
he had.
It was strange that.
Did you notice?
No English players yesterday. No single English player started.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Rashford, I feel, has really let himself down in the club. You know, the guy just walks around. He should be there as a second striker. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Ronaldo likes to play as part of a two striker system. He doesn't like to be the sole striker.
Yeah, he likes
because the thing is
to play off.
Someone as lethal as Ronaldo, he draws players to him. If you notice, there were 4 players around him. At that point, you lay off the ball. So you're going to have 3 Man United players, and those guys are the ones that need to be picking up the ball and scoring. And that hasn't been happening before yesterday. Right. You must have noticed that, Kay?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, Kay, what do you think?
Yeah, it just showed you what we've seen all season. They turn up when they want to, hot and cold. And I think yesterday you saw the brilliance of players that are on the same wavelength, that understand football a certain way. Like Vimal was saying, Mata. Like everyone's saying he's past it, but if you play a certain type of football, keep the movement, keep it 1-2 touch. It's like Donny, like players like that, they can only play in certain sides because it's got to be quick moving football.
You're right.
Teams that when we're on the counter attack, that's not gonna happen. Players like that suffer a lot, and obviously Matic, he showed yesterday, like when we didn't play
very well
2 years, people were saying he's not good enough. Matic was underused, so underused. Like once Ollie came in, it was like he got rid of him, and it's like
what about Mata?
Matic loved to play that ball in, the ball splitting pass, and he likes to play forward.
Mata was actually dribbling players yesterday. Like, what the hell happened to him?
Yeah,
it was the last 3 games. Mata has been on form. You saw the cross against Arsenal for the Ronaldo goal. You saw that where he raised that ball, chipped that ball, perfect for Ronaldo against Chelsea. I mean, he's been on form. I know it's sad that he's going, but he's been. I think sometimes he's been underused. I think he's been underused a lot by Ole, doing the Fred and McTominay combo.
But the thing is, he was frozen out initially by Ole, and then I think Ragnick intimated that in his press conference, that why wasn't he used more often? And he said, well, he was also underused by Ole. How he didn't get into the squad this season, though, that I find quite baffling. Because you can see it was almost like a masterclass. Right. And Bruno almost it was in his shadow. And I hope that, you know, Bruno, when he takes on that number 8 shirt from Mata, that he learns a thing or two from the way Mata played. He was picking up balls in defense. He was
Yep.
keeping possession. He was supporting the strikers. He was there in the box. He was end to end, box to box.
I
What a
was surprised
performance!
at the performance of Mata yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like a young guy, and I mean, I love the energy of Elanga. I liked the way Elanga and Bruno were always around the box. You saw Elanga, Bruno. I thought Bruno after he scored that goal, he was chasing down, closing down. I thought, wow, what happened to you 5-6 games ago? You disappeared. Now you just appeared like Houdini. But this is what I thought. The defense, they played well. I thought the first goal, I love the first goal. I think Delo chipped that ball to Elanga, and the pace to get that ball in and one cross, boom, Bruno was right there. That was beautiful. I love that. I love that. What did you think of that first goal, Vimo?
it was lovely. They were using the channels very nicely. You know, as you say, Delo chipped the ball. Langa runs in behind, uses his
Yeah.
pace, uses his youth, hooks the ball back, and Bruno's there. And I'm glad Bruno hit the target. You know, because I know his
The ball
form
barely
has
touched the
dropped.
ground. I think it hit you on the
It
half
was a
volley,
volley.
didn't it? Yeah.
It was a volley. Yeah, it was a volley. It was a lovely goal. But it's just the way they're using the channels. And usually Rashford should be there, exposing that space and running in behind. But he wasn't putting in the effort. You know, you can see him walking, you know, head down and not making many runs. So, you know,
But
Langa's kind of
they're blaming Ragnick for him not being able to adjust into Ragnick's system. That's nonsense. That's
no, it's not.
another
That's
British English
nonsense.
excuse by the media. That's
Yeah,
nonsense.
it's nonsense. Anyone can adjust. It's about, you know, keeping the ball, trying to take control of the game, showing a bit of energy, a bit of intensity. What can they not do? If you're getting paid 205,000 pound a week, surely you can learn anything.
Exactly. Kay, what did you think of United's first goal? Ben's
Yeah,
welcome to the
it's good.
show.
Yeah, it was good.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Nothing
Not
in
too
there.
bad, mate.
Yeah, just keeping the ball, getting it wide, making the pitch big, just isolating players. Like Brentford are not an easy team to beat.
No,
Like,
they're not. They beat Chelsea. They've been a lot good
exactly.
team this season.
They just pulled in the right direction, and it was good to see. Like players working together and moving the ball quicker and not wasting it. That was a good thing that I saw yesterday. We weren't giving the ball away as much as we have been doing recently, or just hitting it long all the time. We were trying to actually break the lines, working out when we lost it. It was yeah. Even there was a run Ronaldo did where he slid and like tackled someone, and everyone says Ronaldo doesn't track back. Like,
No, the last 10 games, Ronaldo doesn't. He tracks back. He tracks back now. He gets involved in the play. You know. I thought Delo and Elanga played well together down the right side yesterday. I thought they looked very good down the right together as a combo. Delo and Elanga. You know. But overall, with 3 points, 3 beautiful goals, is it mathematically over that you can't? They can make top 4. It's mathematically impossible now. Which one is it, Vimo?
If Arsenal and Spurs get a serious case of food poisoning or I don't know COVID part 6.0 or something like that,
That's the only way.
then I think it's impossible. You know, maybe I don't know. You know, they have a new catering service, and they deliver some dodgy food or whatever. Or,
Right, so bad.
you know, they all get sick.
Right. Ben's welcome to the
happen.
show. Ben's the controversial one representing the Houston Red Army, Texas. Ben's welcome to the show. How are you, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good, guys. How you doing?
Right, so we're saying Man United scored 3 beautiful goals just against Brentford. So why did they leave it to the very last home game to put a performance in like that? I think the fans have been cheated.
I don't know, man. I can't put my mind on it. I can't put anything on it. I've been trying to figure out why. The only thing I could think of is the fact that, like, I mean, Rashford didn't play.
Where are you, Ben? Can't see you, man.
I'm in Carrington,
You're like
man.
floating around. There we are.
Yeah, why? Can you go horizontal?
I'm in Carrington.
Can you go horizontal?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was in the middle of doing something. But yeah, it's I don't know. It blows my. The only thing I can think of is just the players that played. I think having Matic and Mata in that midfield, especially Mata in that number 10 position. Mata was he played like a typical, like the way you would want a number 10 to play, which is keeping the ball in a possession. And I think that changed. I think that helped our attack a lot. That being able, if you saw the way we played, we were just keeping possession, we were passing,
a lot
and
of
moving.
possession. Very
The moving
rare
and
we
passing
keep the
was
ball.
just was night and day versus the way we played the whole season. And I mean, and Ronaldo was very well involved, coming back to defend. I mean, he was doing everything when we're trying to attack. I mean, every single player played well, I think, except for Telles. And you can see that partnership between Lindelof and Varane. Normally it's been Maguire and Varane, but I mean, obviously you could tell that, I mean, Lindelof and Varane, they're much better partnership. I just think it's the personnel that played. I think it's a personnel that played that day, and I think taking Bruno away from that number 10 position and putting Bruno, because Bruno played towards the left of the attack. I think that changed it a whole lot, and also having Matic in the midfield, having Matic a typical CDM that can calm the game down, control the game, rather than having Fred and McTominay. You know what I'm saying? But although McTominay did play, but I mean, I think having Matic there with him actually helped them out a big deal.
Yeah.
And Elanga was very good. That pace to retrieve that ball and assist for Bruno's goal was really
the pace
good.
was brilliant there. That is what we want to see from him. He did very well.
Yeah, it was a totally different performance. All I could think of is just the personnel that played, because I don't think we've played this team, like this exact team, the whole season.
I don't think we have.
So
That
I don't think we played. So that's
I don't think
that's
we've
the
ever started Mata and Matic together. I don't think we have.
Yeah. So it's
yeah,
crazy,
I mean,
man.
it was a very good game. I mean, you know, the last home game of the season, they gave the fans something to cheer for. Hit the goal early, kept possession, which we haven't seen in a very long time. You know, Brentford still caused a few threats at times. You know, with aerial balls, ball into the box, the girls up to it. But the defense, that partnership, Vimol, between Lindelof and Varane, what are you seeing there?
Definitely more composure. They're not making as many mistakes. You know, positioning I think is better. You know, we were under a cosh a little bit, especially in the beginning. But I think once that it's always won and lost in midfield. Once that midfield starts taking over and showing a bit of domination, then I think it eases up the defense or the pressure on the defense. So, you know, it's always been a midfield problem for me with this team.
No.
Matic was good, and going back to what Ben said, why is it taking so long to do this? I mean, do you lot question the timing of this Glazer stuff?
That's what I'm saying. It's like game 36 is when you decide to show us a good performance at home. I mean, you've lost a lot of home games. You've literally pissed away a lot of points at home. How many points did we drop home? So many.
Many.
The last home game, you're like, you know what? Let's give them a platinum performance. That's not fair.
But look at it though. How many of those players were playing at the start of the season in that first team? Mata wasn't. Elanga wasn't. Delo wasn't. Telles wasn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who else wasn't really starting? His name. I'd say like 80% of that team wasn't playing.
Lindelof wasn't there. It was Varane and Maguire who started. Maguire
It just shows you, like, it just shows you the levels, isn't it? They can come in and still do a job, and they weren't really playing at the start of the season.
No, I thought Mata played very well. I liked was picking up the ball, finding those little holes, and even the goal Ronaldo scored, that's offside. The way he cut the ball in, Mata's a very intelligent player. He might not have the pace, but he has the drive to still get. He uses his brain and his vision to get past players.
But that's the thing. He's never had pace. He's always been, even at Chelsea, when they used to put him on the wing, like on wide left, he just drift. He wouldn't really run at people. He just moved the ball quickly. It's just knowing how to use your players. Like Matic, he's never had pace, but they understand the game. They're 2 steps ahead in their minds. It's just you got to have the movement off the ball for them, and you got to move the ball quickly. And it's passing and moving basically. With players like that. Like, do you see the ball Matic put in for Bruno? He's dinked it over the top, and then Bruno's dragged it wide. It's just we've missed that. Players that play the ball forward from midfield.
It was an emotional game. I mean, we are going to see, I think, the last of some of the players. So, Vimal, so I think we're going to be losing Matic, Mata, Cavani. Who else can you add to that list? That yesterday,
Lingard.
The last home game, we're going to see that Old Trafford. Lingard. He didn't.
Lingard, you guys saw that post earlier, isn't it, from Lingard's
his brother.
I mean, if that's true, that's.
What do you think? Do you agree with it that he didn't get the emotional send off?
Well, I mean, you know, he's obviously bitter, but then, you know, has he been a good servant throughout his past year?
20 years, been there 20 years.
I mean, he's been there 20 years, but for the past year, what's he done? He's been saying that he wants away. He wanted to sign with West Ham, or he didn't. I don't know. Ollie wanted to keep him. There's been a lot of sound bites. I think he should have been given some minutes, and I think he should have been given a nice send off as well. But you know, there's been stuff being leaked from that dressing room, and potentially Luke Shaw, Maguire. It seems like Lingard's one of them as well. I don't know. Mixed feelings on that one. What do you guys think?
Bams. Lingard not playing yesterday. His brother sent a text on Instagram that it's a disgrace that the club did not give him a send-off, proper send-off. Question, go to K.
Yeah, to be honest, I understand why he's upset. Because, I've never known that to happen to a player, not to be given a send-off. It just shows you how bad the club, how much of a mess the club's in. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff we're not privy to. Like when Scholes came and said that, Lingard said the change room's a disaster. Has he been punished for that? Obviously,
maybe so. That's true. That might be a point. That might be the reason why.
Brothers come out and said stuff previously when he was saying his brother's on day release when he was at West Ham. He had the acorn and the handcuffs. Like maybe it's sour grapes and maybe a punishment, but it was for me. I think it's not nice. Like even for him to just be there to see that as a send off.
So who were the subs? Yeah, he's got some great goals. Who were the people who came on? Who were the subs who came on? Jones came on. Didn't Jones come on?
Jones.
Cavani came on.
Cavani.
And Delo came on. No,
do you think that what Cavani said is true? That he's feeling a bit annoyed that he was promised that he would be the main striker this season, 100%. And then you think he's actually said that?
Ollie lied to a lot of people. He lied to Lingard. He lied to Van der Beek.
Yeah.
He lied to Henderson. You'll be my number one. Ollie lied to so many players. That's why
he's a coward, isn't he?
He's a coward.
That's why the
one of the biggest cowards.
Can't be a team. You can't lie to players. Like they're not stupid. Like
look at how he treated. Look, I lied to Van der Beek. He won't let Van der Beek go on loan, saying, you know, man, Ollie lied a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if Cavani, okay, he may have been promised at the time, but
he's injury prone. So what?
Yeah, he's injury prone, and having a support striker, or having a second striker, and then obviously we're trying to scupper the deal of Ronaldo going to City. You know, maybe it just happened very short notice. But then, don't you think Cavani should have not still been pissed off and just been a true professional?
Yes.
Because he's making himself unavailable a lot of the times.
He's at an age now where he's come to United thinking he's going to play a lot. Like he's what, 36?
Yeah, but he wants to be the only striker. He worked as a part of a two-man team at PSG.
He wants to be the only one. I think Ollie's probably said, you're going to be my main striker.
Yeah.
And then you sign Ronaldo. It's like, it's another lie, isn't it? You can't say to someone, you're going to be my main guy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's not what they did with Martial. Like, it's probably worse when they took his number off him and gave it to Zlatan. Like,
no, that's fair enough. But then
he could even he probably even told Mason that you're going to be my main striker this season.
Yeah, but then Ollie gets sacked. Ronaldo's brought in to scupper the deal from him going to Man City. You've got two very experienced strikers. Do you think he was still miffed after that all that happened, and that's
I
why he
don't think
didn't make himself
Yeah,
available.
he would have been upset. He would have been upset because remember when
Because-
he wasn't allowed to go to international duty because of COVID as well. Ollie didn't let him go.
Yes.
So he's probably pissed off with that as well. So you're not playing me, and I can't go on international duty to play and see my family. Like those sort of things, you've got to be careful like with players because like a lot of people at that time of year. It's
Mm-hmm.
you just got to be a bit more sensitive.
Come
And that's
in
the
there.
thing, like people like
Yeah.
Ferguson and that, they were better at. They knew when someone was upset, when someone needed time away. Like Ollie just didn't seem to get it.
Right. Ben's come in
Yeah.
here. Cavani's statement saying he thought he was going to be the only striker, but he's injury prone. He wouldn't have been the only striker either ways.
No. But regardless, though, Ole shouldn't have lied to the guy, man. I totally agree with Kate, man. I think Ole lied to a bunch of all those players, man. He lied to Lingard, Cavani, Martial, Donny. You could think of all Bailly, because why sign Bailly on an extended contract when he's not been playing? Exactly, Twanzebe. He never played. See, a lot of people like to praise Ole for what he did, but if you look between the lines, Ole, in my opinion, should take a big take a lot of blame for all this and stuff, man, because he lied to a lot of these players and gave him so much hope, and then he didn't play him. Of course, you're gonna have issues in the dressing room because they're not being played, and then Ralph comes in, and Ralph just basically continues where Ole left off. He's gonna take some time for him to actually figure out his best team. But I mean, Ralph comes in and you hear Martial saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm done. I want to get out of here, man." But Ralph is saying, "Well, Martial, I'm gonna play you," but Martial's like, "Nah, I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I need to go," because Ole has lied to a lot of these players so many times just to keep them in the club. Ole always he wanted a big squad, but he didn't even use the damn.
He
big
never
squad.
used the big squad.
He never used a big squad. So why he was trying to keep him, for what reason, I don't know. Whether it was from up top telling him what to do, or he was just being selfish. And I mean, so in all about Cavani's case, of course, like Ole's gonna do what he has to do to keep Cavani in the club. But then it just so happened that Ronaldo was available, and and obviously you're gonna get him to stop him going to City. But at the end of the day, you could have still played Cavani and Ronaldo in that team. There are ways to get them in that team. You can rotate them. Obviously, Ronaldo is going to want to be the main guy, but I'm pretty sure that Cavani wouldn't have minded if, even though it was Ronaldo being the main guy, but I'm pretty sure Cavani would have liked to get at least some more game time. I mean, there are ways you could shuffle around the formation, man, to get them both in the team, or you can have it in such a way where Cavani plays these 2 games, and then Ronaldo comes in, and I don't know. That's why
Do you know why I reckon he kept all those players, Ollie?
Why?
You know why I reckon he kept them?
Why?
I think he was completely clueless as to how to set his team up, and so he would just keep
think so
chopping
too.
and changing and trying to figure out something that works. He really didn't know what he wants, what type of player fits his style of football, because he doesn't have real style of football.
Exactly.
I think it was completely
He was surrender possession and hit on the break. That was his ideal.
That's not tactics, man. That's not tactics, bro. That's not tactics.
Especially at home. How do you get dominated at home by a low block team and you're still trying to hit them on the break?
Playing 2 DMs, home and away, everywhere we go.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It blows my brain cells for the amount of fans that keep praising Ole. I mean, like, Ole took us a second. Man, what the fuck are you saying?
Seriously, that papered over a lot of cracks. It papered over a lot of cracks.
We were playing behind closed doors.
No fans.
For pretty much that whole season. No fans. And then Liverpool went downhill because they had a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
Man City,
Van Dijk.
Van
Dijk was gone. Trent, Gomez. I mean, the whole defense was gone. The whole defense was.
And if anyone can remember, let me interject quickly. I'll let you finish, Ben. If you can remember, last season, Liverpool, we had to beat Liverpool at Old Trafford to stop them getting the top 4. They beat us 4-2, and they go to Champions League. Look where they are now. Just look at where they are now.
Man,
in
Tim,
a space
man,
of 6 months. How they turned that 4th place to try facing for fighting for league title and a European Champions League and a FA Cup and a Carabao Cup in 6 months, and we came second.
Remember, Ben, during the COVID, Pogba and Rashford were out. That break where we didn't play allowed them to get back fit, and they were the key to
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. It gave them time to get back fit, and obviously Pogba was a big part of that team getting second. Was it second or we got third that season? I forgot.
Second.
It was second. Okay. Yeah, Pogba played a huge part because he scored some important goals against, I think it was Fulham was one of them, and he scored. I forgot which one.
Was it Leicester? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't. There was 2 games where he scored important goals where we were struggling to score, and Pogba is in 2 worldies, and there was another goal by Rashford against Wolves.
Yes, the last minute.
It was the last minute, and people just we were it was a lot of smash and grab results, and I kept saying this. I kept saying that is in if we keep getting smash and grab result, it's not sustainable. And people, I'm talking about folks in the other group and in the US group. I just don't understand why. Like you,
Benz is out. You should see Benz is a one-man team.
Yeah. Dude, it's is it what comes out in that group? It blows my mind. Like, are you actually watching the game? Are you watching these games?
Are they all supporting Oli? Is that what you're saying in that group?
Okay, for a huge part of that season, right? Okay, for a huge part of that season and the beginning of this season, Ole in. For what reason? I don't. And I was letting them know. I said, look, this is not gonna continue. We can't keep going with Ole. It's good. It's not gonna work. They just kept they just kept throwing shades at me. Whatever. It's okay, Bems. You don't know what you're saying. Everyone's attacking me. And obviously,
you have to join the Ole out group, Bems. You have to join a different group.
I was Ole out. I was Ole out since. I would say I was Ole out since probably 2 years ago. I've been Ole out for a long time.
I've been Ole out from the beginning, man.
The season he got the contract, when he got signed permanent, then the team went downhill. Then
that was when I was Ole out.
He should have only been a caretaker. Only
the finishing, the position finishing has covered a lot of cracks. So people say, you know what? And they're gauging that again. Oh, we finished second. Now we're going back to 6th. And it's it is what it is, man.
And then now we got Ralph, and now they're saying, oh, this guy's a fraud. He comes in and he talks all this. But do you know that this guy is a blessing? He's a big reason why
he's opened a can of worms. I'm telling you, Ole would never come to the dressing room. Come to the press and tells you what you want to hear, and it's always the same. It's like Vimo. You remember? You used to say sometimes. Sometimes it's press conference look like copy and paste. Just change the team you're playing again.
Yeah. I could not even watch his press conferences anymore, man. They were so dull. And I used to think that we had like an idiot of a manager, and I just felt embarrassed to watch him. And when he looks back on that later on in his life, he's going to feel really embarrassed of the kind of things he would say.
Yeah,
I think some people would call it fish and chips football or whatever they say.
All the things Rangnick says it as it is. It's like Rangnick's like, listen.
Yeah.
These players, he said, the players need to be physically better. They need to be more conditioned to play high press. They need more energy. They need to be fit. They need to attack physically.
Yeah.
Ole would never say that. Oh no.
No, he doesn't say any of it. It's a complete.
It's only when he's been his team has been assaulted, like the Anfield one. Oh, this is unacceptable for MANUTD club. Yeah, really. Yeah. Trophies don't count. He said trophies don't count to show how successful you are.
Yeah.
Really, mate.
The thing is, Rangnick gets a lot of criticism, and even now, he still gets a lot of criticism.
Yes.
And I know he hasn't had the best 6 months, but he's been shaking the foundation. And sometimes
Yep.
you've got to shake this foundation to start exposing where the cracks are.
Yes.
You know, where the weaknesses
Exactly.
are.
100%.
And that's what he's been doing to this club. He's been shaking it, shaking it. You know, sometimes you've got to get in that boat.
Yeah.
You've got to rock it.
Yeah.
You've got to rock it a little bit. And that's what he's been doing. He gives us little sound bites, little tidbits every time he speaks.
Right.
And
Every
I find
time.
it, I love it when he does that. And the fact is, I don't see why some people can't actually see that. You know, either they've got the shades on or they've got, you know,
No, because they're looking at
kind
the
of like some
results.
cognitive
They're like, oh, he's
issues or
not playing.
something.
He's not playing the ferry. He's not playing Rashford.
Yeah.
He's not playing. You know, it's the same. It's the same crap. And I keep saying.
And sorry, Tim. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's like you guys know as it is. If a player's poor, I'm gonna say you're poor. I'm not gonna say you because you're my favorite. If you're not performing, you're not performing. There was a time Ronaldo went through that slump. Then he went to Portugal. He came back, Tottenham hat-trick, and he hasn't looked back since then. But Rashford, he's fed the country. I get it. He fed the kids in England. I love it. But he's paid to play for Man. He's paid to play for this club on the pitch for 90 minutes, and he's not performing. But they keep saying Ragnick is not getting the best out of him. Come on,
man.
bro.
It's if you and there's always been this talk about the Gengen press, the press that Ralph talked about, and we're not seeing it. Ralph made, if you watch Ralph's in press conferences, he said it multiple times. These players are not playing the way I want them to play.
They can't do it.
100%.
They can't do it.
You think Ole's going to say that? Ole would never say that.
That's why he abandoned it, the 4-2-2-2.
Exactly.
Fans were saying like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. No, he knows those players can't execute what he wants. So
the thing is, Southampton were doing it. Chelsea were doing it.
Yeah.
Did you notice that, guys?
Yeah.
But Southampton and Chelsea were doing 4-2-2-2.
Yeah.
Because that system transitions into a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3. It's constantly shifting.
Yeah.
On the ball and off the ball, it changes.
Our players couldn't understand it.
They couldn't do it.
All right.
Yeah.
One pundit I love this guy as a player. He was one of the greatest midfielders we've ever had. But his punditry was always so biased. He was the same guy. I'm talking Paul Scholes now. He was always against Jose. He never said anything bad against Ole. I think it was not till the wheels had come off completely before he started saying, oh yeah, maybe it's time for change. But from the beginning, he has been criticizing Ragnick from day one. He has not said anything good against Ragnick. He's never said the players are wrong. It's everything Ragnick. And it's unfair. It's so unfair. So if ex-players blaming the coach, how do you think the players are going to look at the coach? Like, what do you know?
But is he doing that because they sacked his mate that he failed to speak out on?
Yes, yeah.
Is that why?
Even Andy Cole came out to say, like, you know, Ole's tactics is not working. He's got to go. Rio said it.
Yeah.
It took Rio. It took them so long to say, you know what? Nah, Ole got to go. And it's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not right. They're all.
How many times have they come out to say, you know,
system.
Maguire's not playing well? They won't say anything against the English player. It's not fair.
You realize, you know, the Sky Media, they have earpieces in. They're basically told what to talk about and shut down certain things. Like, a lot of it's not freedom of speech. That's why people like Cole, they haven't got contracts with Sky. So they come in as a guest. Right. A lot of those pundits that are there constantly, Sky, TalkSport, they're briefed on what to say. And if you go off piece to say certain things a certain way, you're getting a headache in your earpiece telling you, change it. Say like
for
this.
real?
Like, it's media, isn't it? Like, who controls the media? The people with the money. So they control narratives. That's why in the newspaper, you'll see people getting slated. Certain people won't get slated.
You think about it.
Basically, they can't go off script.
Yeah, they can't go off script. Look at how we all, as United fans, we all at one time, we criticized Martial for his lack of effort, his laziness, right?
Yeah.
Fine. Tell me what different Rashford and Martial is this season. Nothing, in my opinion. It's just the same laziness and no attempt, just head down. But, oh no, you can't criticize him. Oh, he fed the nation. Okay,
you know what?
I get it. But he's playing for Man United on the field, not feeding the nation on the field, is he?
You know what, Tim? Tim, you made a good comment, man. I've always been a Martial supporter for how many years now since he's been in the club, and Martial's been getting too much. Is in a lot of stick. He's been too much stick in that other group. Radford was shit this season. He's not getting no stick. How fair is that?
Unfair.
How fair is that? That's not
bias.
fair.
It's
So,
the bias.
okay, so now no one's talking about Rashford, but they could say shit about Martial. Martial's lazy. Oh, he's not interested. Oh, he's this, he's that. What about, man? I have not seen if you Martial is not given a performance that is in this shameful performance that Rashford has given his whole career. I have not seen Martial do what Rashford did throughout his whole career. Rashford was terrible. What game was that? Was it against Chelsea? He was completely. He was, to me.
Even
he was not a footballer
at Anfield, he was woeful at Anfield.
He was terrible.
So let me get English. Let me get the English crew on this one. Vimo, you see the narrative between Martial. You see Martial and Pogba narrative against Lingard and Rashford.
Yeah.
Let's just look at the Rashford and the Martial one quickly. It's not right. We slated Martial for his lack of effort or get him out of it. So why is Rashford different? Look at this season.
Definitely an element of protection, and I guess if you have the powers that be in terms of media, you can protect the stories that are going out. It's like the way they've discredited Meghan in this country. When you've got Prince William's wife, who's painted as the angelic one, and you've got Meghan, who's the very bad one. The media will present it in such a way, they'll spin the story that Meghan gets all the bad publicity and the other Kate gets all the positive publicity. So the media is very good at controlling those type of stories and presenting their bias the way they want to. And that's what, and Rashford and Lingard have been getting that protection, whereas the foreign players have not.
It's not fair, man.
The story,
okay.
Remember the story when they talked about Sterling and Foden? Sterling bought a house for someone, and Foden bought a house for his mum. And the way they portrayed those two stories, they said, for Sterling, it was young Man City footballer, 20. No, it wasn't Sterling. It was, what's he called? It was a youngster. It wasn't Sterling. It was a youngster coming through Man City. They said, youngster, Man City footballer, 20, on 25 grand a week, splashes out on mansion on market for 2.25 million, despite having never started a Premier League match. And this was Foden, who was in the same position. Man City starter Phil Foden buys new £2 million home for his mum. And just the wording and the way they perceive it. Like, that's why the media here, a lot of people don't see it. They're just like, oh no, you're being silly, you're reading too much into it. Two stories, they're doing the same outcome, but the way you're portraying it, you're making one look like he's being wasteful, showing off, or you're making one look like he's being a hero.
He's being a hero. Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, that's true.
That happens day in, day out, every day.
Yeah,
it's like almost like a subliminal type of programming going on.
So as United fans now, 2 more games to go. Crystal Palace and who's the other one got? Brighton, both away.
Yeah.
Which is the last one? Palace is Brighton's
Palace. Palace is the last one.
So quickly now.
You're right.
Can you see right here, right now, after watching yesterday's performance, an emotional send-off to the fans at Old Trafford yesterday, and some players we're not going to see again in the United shirt. The 2 games left, Vimor, 6 points, 2 points, no points.
Yeah, I would. I would continue as we've just played. We would just play the same players again, and hopefully they can go and perform for the next 2 games. Then I would just continue with that. If you start changing the squad up too much and bring in the non-performers and the slackers, then you know what's going to happen. It's going to be 2 shambolic games. Let Matic earn their keep for the last 2 weeks and play them. Let them go out in style like they did yesterday.
Right.
Can you see us winning?
We could pick up a result.
Yeah, we could pick up 6 points if they put on a performance like that. Whether the Glazers are going to give them bonuses and say, look, guys, you need to go out and win this game. We've got some negative publicity coming in here. You know, we've got 73-minute flares going off and people walking out. Guys, I'll give you a £10,000 bonus if you win this game today, all of you. Or I'll go, you know, take you to Dubai or something like that. You can incentivize, right? You could incentivize.
Yeah, there's
So away
incentives.
games, there's no incentive.
Right.
I think you can do that with the lower league. At this stage, they're on too much money.
Okay, same
They're on
question.
too much money to be incentivized by that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
same
on.
question. 2 games, 6 points available. United, 6 points. Can they get it?
What I can see is probably a draw, maybe 1 win. Because what you're going to see is certain players. Well, how many players are out of contract? At least 4, 5, 6.
5, I
They're
think.
not going to want to get injured. They're not going to have to do rehab over the summer. They're going to protect. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want to get injured and then have to do rehab and try and find a contract. They're going to look after themselves, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You're probably going to see a lot of changes.
Yeah, but then if they bring in Rashford and Lingard and Maguire, then you know what's going to happen. It's a loss.
That's a loss.
It's a loss.
That's...
Brighton
Brighton plays on
Sanchez
very
got...
good football. Brighton plays on good football, man.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if they lose one of those games. Do not be surprised.
Brighton beat Chelsea, beat Arsenal back-to-back games. So I won't be surprised. I mean, no, they beat Arsenal and Spurs back-to-back games. So I won't be surprised if Brighton gets a hard game next week. But
you know, Lindelof has a torrid time against Brighton. They normally target.
He struggles
against Brighton.
But it's normally with Maguire though. So hopefully Varane could help recover if he's caught out. Bems, 6 points, 2 games, final 2 away games of the season. How can United close out?
You know what? I was on Ramal's side with this prediction, but then listen to Kay and what Kay just said about players being on a contract, they won't want to get injured. Let me just be realistic. I don't think we're gonna get 6 points, man. Like, I think I agree with Kay. I think there's a chance that some of these players, especially the ones out of contract, might down tools. But the thing about it is that it's like it makes sense for them to play their hearts out because the last game against at Old Trafford, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
And obviously, if anything even happened, they still have a lot of time to heal up before the summer. But now you're talking about 2 games where they could I don't know. I mean, we can't tell. I would say our best chance is to play the same team. Matic, Mata, our best chance to play the same team. The moment you start switching it, I think when you start bringing in Rashford, Lingard, I think you're guaranteed not going to win those 2 games.
Is Sancho still out? Sancho still out?
Yeah, he's got tonsillitis.
Yes, he's got tonsillitis. I think he's out for the rest of the season. So I think there is a chance that these, especially Mata, Matic, they might not want to overexert themselves because they don't want to get injured, and that could lead to us not.
But there is another way to look at it. What if they're still being in the shop window? And a club like Roma or someone is saying, right, we need experienced guy to come in.
I don't think.
Can this guy last 2 games, 3 games?
I don't.
They're still in the shop window.
I don't think Matic will make that announcement without having something secure. I don't think he'll make that announcement. It's my last season at United without having a club that he's going to. It makes no sense.
It's going to be all over the place.
Yeah. I think whoever. Mata is probably a player that probably doesn't know where he's going to go yet. Maybe he's still in the shop window, but Matic for sure knows where he's going.
I think Mata wants to stay, doesn't he? But if he doesn't get a new contract, I think he does.
He's got a family restaurant in Manchester.
Who?
Oh, there you go.
Mata has a restaurant in
family restaurant.
I think it's his dad that runs it, but I know he's got a family restaurant in Manchester. So it's ideal for him to stay. You got to remember, he's been at Manchester United for almost 10 years.
Yeah, but
he's probably going to go to Spain or Italy.
He's looking for an ambassador role or something, isn't he?
We don't need, listen. I know he's happy. He won't take a pay cut to stay on, but this is not a retirement home. Let's go beyond it.
This is the pension pot.
No, it's
if you can't sell
expensive.
enough
La
cakes
Mata.
or enough pastries, yeah,
I
you've
know,
got
right?
150 grand coming in to support that.
Oh man,
Think about
that'd
it.
be
It's
funny.
like, all right, nice guy. You're very motivational in the dressing room. We'll just keep you. You take another pay cut. We'll keep you on. Come on.
Yeah.
He's taking
No.
space.
You
I
can't keep
think
Mata. You can't
we
keep
got,
him.
we
You
got,
can't
he
keep
got
him.
to
You have
go.
to.
Got to
You,
go.
But
you have to
wasn't
let
he
go.
doing coaching as well? I'm sure someone was trying to keep him on to do coaching. I think that
I
was
thought he
Ollie.
was. Isn't the
I think he
goalkeeper
did some
coaching as well?
coaching.
What's the other goalkeeper's name?
Lee Grant.
Yeah,
Lee
is he
Grant.
still there?
They're gonna get. He got.
Now
at the
Lee
end of the
Grant is still
season.
there, but he's
He
gone
got
at the end of the season.
He's on the free as well this season.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
there are a lot of players
So,
that are going to be gone at the end of the season.
Guys, I wanted to ask. Someone told me to ask you this through a text. Where are we, Phil Jones? Vimo.
Right.
I heard that they're building a new wing on the side of Carrington, Phil Jones care home or something like that. I have no idea. I mean, he's been putting in good performances recently, hasn't he? But you know,
Can we sell him? Can he go? He's been okay. I get
it's
it.
like, how far
I
can
think
you
he's got
keep
one more year in his
pushing?
contract, though.
Has he got one more year?
I think so. I don't think he's out of
Give him a
contract.
5-year contract. Remember, he got a 5-year contract.
Yeah, I think next year is his last year.
Yeah, maybe he becomes some type of utility player to be there when Maguire's having a bad run of form or Moran's injured. He just slots in every now and then.
Oh,
The thing is, looking ahead though, Ten Hag, our new boss, and I'm sure we all wanted him, right? The four of us. Do you think? Who do you think he wants to keep? Does he want to keep Phil Jones and all the rest?
No.
No, man, he's not wanting to keep.
I don't think so.
There are a lot of players he's not going to want to keep.
I think he would try and get the best out of Rashford. I know that because whispers in ears like, oh, he's English, he's blah blah, he came from the academy. Those whispers, but I'm so happy that Ranick is going to give him a dossier like, listen, mate, everyone marked in red out the window. The ones in a star, give them a second chance. The ones in blue can stay. I think that is what's going to happen. Then Ten Hag's
I think if it's up to Ralph and Ten Hag, I think they'll let Rashford go.
Yeah, this is the thing. Do you think that the club, the management, is influencing Ten Hag or the dossier? Just to look, we want Rashford. He's a born and bred Manchester boy.
Yes, born and bred.
Of course,
what he's done for the kids. He's a hero off the field. He got
Okay, we can't hear you.
Okay, you there? Oh,
he's on mute.
He's muting himself. Yeah, he's
still on.
Okay, go ahead.
You've been silenced, man. You've been silenced.
He's on mute.
You're gone. Carry on, Tim.
Right. So we
Tim, I need to come out and come back in.
Yeah. Right. So he is an ambassador to the kids in England. He got an honor from Buckingham Palace. But on the field, he has been woeful. We can't sugarcoat that. The whole world can see it. There's no two ways around it.
Thing is, fair play, okay, all his charitable work and being knighted and stuff like that. But we need him to play football, man.
Exactly. That's what he's paid to do.
If he's more focused on that, and that's what weighs him down, then he should do that full time and start up a business or something.
Exactly. And
we're not too concerned about that anymore. Yeah, we're not too concerned.
Enough money to retire on. He could,
What I was saying, guys, remember what Rashford used to do to Trent?
Okay.
Remember what Rashford used to do to Trent?
No.
That was that's true.
Rashford, you got to get him to isolate a player. It's like Sterling. You don't want him to be. He's got a bit of those runs in and out. Like in a Ten Hag team, he's gonna rinse players. Trust me. It's like Sancho. That quick movement. Like in a team where Ollie was playing, it was almost like, I've got to try and beat this man and beat another man. And that's not his game. He's not a Salah or a Mahrez. Like, he's more of a kick and run player. It's not like a Grealish.
I keep telling you people, Rashford is a kick and run player. Where there's no space, he can't play into space. If there's no space to run into, he struggles. He's not that player who has a small space and could get past it. Sancho, I think Sancho does it a bit more, whereby in a small space, I could get past you. Like
basically,
prime Ronaldo used to do that. Prime Ronaldo could beat you in a very tight space. But this guy is like, All right, let's do the dash. If you catch me, I could cut through you if with my pace, but it's like he's even lost a Bill's pace as well.
But the thing about it is that, under the Ten Hag system, Ten Hag likes to, from what I hear, he likes to play high up the field. He likes to press, win the ball up the field, and all that stuff.
Yes.
You don't have, if you're Radford is not going to have the space to actually beat a man and just and run. He's not going to have that. He's not going to have that type of space though. That's my fear. And also Radford is not. He's not an intelligent player. Let's be real. He's not intelligent.
No.
The guy's dull. He's got one thing he wants
said
to
the guy's
do.
dull.
Seriously, he's dull.
You're literally
He's
calling him
a dull football player.
literally calling him the buff. He's kind of a bit thick, like 2 planks.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know shit. He just tries, like, he just keeps running. I mean, he does the same thing every single time. If he can build up on like keeping his head up and looking for the pass, then he'll be a much better player. But I don't think, in my opinion, except Ten Hag has a different way of playing, that he's gonna have us hit teams on a break or something. Which I don't know how often he would do that. Then Rashford is not going to work. We need technically gifted players. Sancho will thrive on Ten Hag.
Ben, you got to remember, Rashford's 24 now, yeah? Remember, he's had 3 years of Ollie's coaching to do that nonsense. Remember when Zlatan came in and we changed his game? Zlatan started saying to him, you need to play for the team and not for yourself.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true, though. That's true. Lots of they put a lot of these players right now.
And I think he's still young enough to adapt. He's still young enough to adapt,
but does he want to adapt? Can he adapt?
Yeah, that's the thing. Does he want to adapt? I think he got into his head that he's
he's lost a lot of muscle. He's lost a lot of muscle. He's skinny again. He's not as strong and like.
There was a time. Who remembers when him and Mbappe were kind of not together in the same? They were mentioned in the same bracket. Yeah. They are not in the same bracket anymore. Mbappe has soared higher. Rashford, I'm sorry, is not.
No, they were never in the same bracket. They were never in the same bracket. I don't want they were never in the same bracket. I don't want people to say
that's a big code.
No, it's the truth. It's a disrespect for Mbappe, man. Mbappe was never in the same level as Rashford. Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right.
I would say Mbappe is better. But the thing is with Rashford, you're a professional player playing at one of the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah. Think about what Ronaldo's been doing. He's been looking for ways to improve himself as a player. Yes. Even if you don't have the right coaching or the right manager, you still find ways to set your own personal goals and your own personal targets. Not head down and play kick and run football. Why hasn't he ever taken that on board? Why hasn't his brother, who's his manager, ever said to him, "Look, Rashford, focus on your game. How can you improve?" Has he had the guidance, or has he even had the foresight to even think about improving?
If you're in a dressing room in a training ground where players are turning up late, not getting fined, people can do what they want.
But then why should he or anyone else be stooped to that level, become that low, and be underperform? You have to think about your own personal.
Hold on, let Vimo finish.
You have to think about your own personal ambition.
Yeah,
you've got to set your own targets. Say, look, I want to be the best young footballer for this club. I want to go and set records. I want to reach Rooney's records or Ronaldo's professionalism. He has to focus on himself and set his own targets. Why drag himself down? This is the thing.
How many footballers do you think like that? How many footballers do you think say, I want to be the best footballer? A lot of footballers don't think like that.
That's the problem, isn't it? That if these footballers had that type of professionalism.
Wait. One at a time. Vimo, finish.
If all the footballers that we hired, and this is all about fitting the profile, do they have the right kind of character and mentality? If we had a team of people like that, then even if you have bad coaching or slump in form, you would focus on what you need to do to bring your A game every time. Right. And it seems like we've been hiring idiots or people who don't really understand professionalism to that degree. And unfortunately, you're seeing now, the breakup of our club. Yeah, it's exposing people.
Recruitment is a big deal.
Yeah,
that was recruitment's been terrible.
He said that. Yeah, and
now
Ragnick has said that what he's going to. Ragnick said he's going to be focusing on recruitment, by the way, in his consultancy role.
Good.
You
With
know what?
with
You
Matt
know what?
Judge
I actually want
gone,
to talk
the
about
two
this restructure
scouts
thing. What do
gone,
you guys think?
and another, I think the liaison officer. So we've 4 people have left the club. Matt Judge, I didn't see coming. Kay, quickly come in, Kay. You were saying
I
something.
think there's going to be a few more. There's going to be a few more.
That's
there's
great.
gonna be loads. Like Ragnick said, like there's a lot of things that are not good enough, basically. And I remember when there was it Mourinho said it? Players get injured and they never come back early. That tells you the medical side isn't good enough. There's a lot of things that are not good enough, but it's just been wallpapered over. And now you're seeing that so many people are getting.
No wonder Phil Jones is always out for 9 months.
No, but I think it was probably 2 press conferences ago. Ralph made a comment. I think they asked him a question about the medical department, or he just said something about the medical department, and he said, "Yeah, the medical department he thinks is good. He thinks that's okay." Was he lying, or was he?
I think he was being polite.
No, but he said it could be better. He said it's not the best.
Could be better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's throwing everybody under the bus.
Yeah. And the other thing as well,
Ralph doesn't care, man. He's in for a mission.
Yeah. He's so forthright.
I bet they don't like it. I bet they don't like that. I bet they don't like that.
No.
A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, but you know who doesn't like it? You know who doesn't like it? The people that have been papering over these cracks, trying to save their jobs. All the managers, all the stakeholders, well, not stakeholders, but, senior executives, people who have been there for 30 years, 20 years, trying to save their jobs. They know that they have been creating a shambolic system, which is causing a club to break. They're the ones who are trying to cover it up.
But let me ask this question, though. Let me ask this question, though, especially to the UK guys, and both Vimal and Kay, because you guys are there. Why do you think that all these, Matt Judge leaving, this whole restructure thing that's going on with a lot of people leaving and whatever, do you think there's something truly going on in there? You think Ralph is behind this? You think because and I'm hearing, just like what Vimal said, that more people are gonna go. Do you think there's really something, there's some revolution stuff going on behind the scenes that is it true, or it's just
I think it's happening very slowly, because what they've been doing is they've been marginalizing Ralph Rangnick. So, whereas, Ralph Rangnick is a club builder. He takes clubs from nowhere to the top of their respective leagues. And what I've been hearing from reports is that he's been marginalized. He's been told that his consultancy role, they don't actually know what he's going to do. They don't want him as a director of football. They've not consulted him on incoming transfers. They've not consulted him even on managers. So when you completely put someone aside and marginalize them and keep them out of the loop, you're basically seeing them as a threat, or you're trying to silence them. Now, Rangnick has no loyalty to anyone in this club. He's come in, he's been given a remit, secure Champions League, get this club and get the players firing again and playing to a high level. He's not been allowed to do that. So there is some type of revolution building slowly, but Rangnick needs support to do it, to make it happen.
So do you think is he that he's not fully behind it, or is it that it's just because something all this is happening and Ralph has been there for it? Ralph is the only change that I've seen so far. They have to be listening to him somehow, or they're just figuring it out.
Because I don't see how you could lose the head of global scouting and the chief scout in the same week. They just resigned. I mean, wow.
And then Matt Judge resigned too.
Yeah. I don't think they're resignations. Those people would not quit those jobs.
Yeah. And Matt Judge, I know him personally. I know Matt personally. I used to coach his kids in physics.
So have you spoken to him since he left?
Well,
nah, because I moved out of London about 3 years ago. I've known his little son since he was like 5. The first time I came across him, me and my friend did a birthday party for his son. And then I used to coach his son on a Friday night for about 4 years. I know his wife, his daughter. I know him. I've known him for years. That's why I will never say a bad word against him.
No, don't say a bad word. But Kay, why don't you reach out to him and ask him what's been going on at the club?
Yeah, but Kay, but what do you exactly?
But you know what it is?
It looks like Kay's got some insight. He's got some.
I used to see him. I used to see him probably every 2 or 3 weeks. So in the group, I don't know. like
You have to
before, I
harness
used to
those
get a lot of
relationships,
info,
okay?
and I used to tell a lot of the boys about the deals.
Yeah.
How like like with the sign
Yeah, there was a time. There was a time. K used to predict these.
Yeah,
That's
K
what
used to say a
that's
lot of
all that
stuff, man.
information.
K's got a lot of. He's got a lot of sources. He
But
knows
one
stuff
thing
that's going on.
with Matt, like him and Woodward, they are like probably, I don't know if they're best mates, but they are so close. So once Woodward went, Judge was always gonna go. He was
So
always
what
gonna go.
about Richard
Okay.
Arnold then? Because he's
They,
also a
they,
pal
all
of.
three of them, they went to uni together. But
Yeah.
Arnold's
was-
been smart, and he saw what Woodward's done and been like, you know what, this isn't my remit. I'll deal with the financial stuff, commercial. I'll bring Murto. Murto's another guy that I went to a uni with a guy called Andrew. He used to work at Fulham. He got to almost pro license coaching. He's worked with Murto. He says he knows him personally. I spoke to him. He says he's a good guy. So Murto, from what I'm hearing, is a good appointment. And then obviously Ragnick coming in as well. These guys are in here to elevate the club and elevate themselves. They don't want that smell that's been going around Man United under their name. So that's why you're seeing a lot of things getting changed, because they're like, this is a mess. I don't want to be associated with this. And I'm either going to have to leave or I'm going to have to speak up. And a lot of people are speaking up. That's why I've seen a lot of people getting sacked, being moved. Even Fletcher, they're trying to reposition him. Because remember when Ralph came and said, I don't know what he's doing on the bench. I don't like him shouting in.
Yeah.
Like, that says
Did
to
he
me,
say he doesn't like him being there?
Yeah, he said he doesn't want him on the bench.
He said it.
Showing into information. What?
Man, K,
what
man, you
technical
might need to be
director does
talking a
that?
lot more, man, because you know a lot of stuff
Okay,
that's going
look,
on.
okay, how about this, yeah? We set you up with a microphone, right? You go there. Start interviewing these guys, man. Tap into your relationships.
Because I really want to know what's going on.
As well? You know, Paul Mitchell?
Yeah.
I teach his son. He goes to my school in Milton Keynes. I was talking to him about something last week. I said to him, "Oh, how was your half term?" He was talking like, "Oh, I was in Monaco." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." Like, we was talking about football. And I said, "Oh, like," because I was like, "What team is he for?" He's like, "Man City." And I was like, "Oh, he's support Man United." And I was talking about how I know the guy at Man United, Matt Judge. And I was like, "Oh, you know Paul Mitchell?" He's like, "That's my dad." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Paul Mitchell's your dad?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, well, I was asking, I was like, is he going to come Man United? He's like, he's 9 now, so he's about 14. So I think he's at the age where he's not really going to give away too much information.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's from Manchester. His dad's from up north, and they're Man City fans. So I've got a feeling Mitchell won't come in this season. I think he'll come in when Ralph goes, if anything.
I thought they penned a deal with him. I thought they penned a deal with him, Paul Mitchell.
Nah, I don't think he's coming.
I don't think so.
So who's going to be head of transfers now in the club?
They've merged Matt Judge's roles to someone.
Kill my hopes, bro.
Used to do, his first role was head of corporate finance. So what he used to do originally was the finance, and he used to do all the negotiations for every player. So every player that had to renew or every player we signed, he was the guy that did the deal. So they basically merged his role with.
Who are we talking about?
I've got his name. They've shifted his role to someone.
So that's the person doing the transfers now at the club?
No, so Fletcher's going to be involved with that now. Fletcher. Like selling the club to people. He's not going to be doing the transfers, but he's going to be part of the team that recruit.
The thing is, someone needs to work alongside Ragnick and Ten Hag to go out and get these players. Fletcher has no experience in doing that.
I think that's why they're trying to get Mitchell, but I don't think we're going to get Mitchell this season, personally.
Oh, man, you're killing my hopes, Kate. Oh, man, dude, man.
What I'm hearing, I don't think he's going to come. I keep probing him, but I don't think Mitchell's going to come this season. I've got a feeling.
So then if Paul Mitchell doesn't come, then who? Because we're going to have to get someone, right? Or is it just going to be empty? Yeah. It's going to be an empty position.
Ragnick's going to be able to get a lot of players. He's got the links with a lot of these players.
But the thing about it is that like this,
he can spot them. Yeah.
Role that Ragnick is gonna get is he's only working like probably 2 days a week.
No, I heard it's 1 day a week.
You got to remember,
because it's a 1 day week now.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, Ragnick will be doing that when he leaves at the end of the season. Most of these signings we're going to be getting, you'll be working on them now. You got to remember, Ralph's like a sporting director almost. He's got the links. He can make a phone call. Like And a lot of players will be like, yeah, I respect this guy. And they'll listen.
But Kay,
Yeah.
Ten Hag has to be the one that says, I want this player. And Ten Hag said that I need you guys to leave me alone until I finish my season with Ajax.
Yeah, but you believe
So
that?
what-
You believe that he's not looking at players already? Come on.
I think
Looking at players,
he's
he's asked Man United, the club, to leave him alone until his season's
Yeah,
over.
but don't believe that.
Rangnick-
Don't believe that.
I don't know. That's what he said
I believe
anyway.
he's doing something behind the scenes. He's working on. It would be stupid not to start working on.
Exactly.
On
So do
on
you
his
reckon
job that
he's
going to take very soon.
Yeah, so do you
He's
reckon
gotta
he's
be doing
talking to Ragnick and Ragnick's going out and trying to
100%.
find his
I
players?
think they're already
100%.
communicating.
I
think they're
hope
already
so.
communicating.
I hope so.
There's no way. I know the season in Holland hasn't ended. I know that, but I
They've
think
been
he's
working on
already.
it.
They're still working on a few days.
It's-
Like, I'm penciling this player. What do you think? I think he's
Yeah.
asking Ragnick to have a look at this player. I've watched him.
Oh yeah, they're doing that stuff.
Because
It's
remember,
kind of like
when the season ends, I think July preseason, August the season. By the time we get to end of October, World Cup starts November. We're literally only going to get 2 months of football. Then we're going to World Cup, so they're going to have like till January.
You got to
Yeah,
remember,
you
everyone's
gotta be
season's
working on
finishing in the next 2 weeks. Everyone's season will be finished in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
almost you watch how many players we're going to sign in the first month of the off season.
That'd be great.
I'll be shocked if we sign less than 4 players. I'll be shocked.
Wow.
But
So,
I mean,
okay,
I
so-
thought
okay,
we're
But
going to
aren't
need.
we
I thought
going
we're
to
going to need
offload
10.
players first? Aren't we going to offload players first?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Offload.
5 of those are going on freeze anyway.
Yeah, and I thought we're planning to get rid of another 5.
Yeah, but you're not going to get rid of 10 players. It'll be hard to do that.
So Kay, how many players you reckon we're gonna get rid of this summer?
So obviously, Max is going to go on a free. Lingard will go. Pogba's I think touch and go, depending on what deals he's got. No, Riola's passed away as well. That might mess
Cavani.
things
I'm
up.
going to ask you a question about Pogba again when we're
Cavani?
done.
Cavani will go. So I said
Mhm.
Mata, Matic, Lingard, Cavani, Lee
That's
Graham.
4. That's 5.
What's his name?
So what happens to
Henderson?
players that?
Phil Jones, if they can get rid of his wages, I think 2 or 3 will be loan deals as well.
So what are people like Pelé?
Pereira's supposed to be coming back.
Pelé
Yeah,
still
that's
there.
Pereira's coming back.
Martial is still out there.
Pereira will probably get. Hopefully, they'll try and sell him. If not, they'll loan him out. He's got no future at the club.
We don't need
Okay,
him.
what
And
about people
Diallo.
like
Diallo.
Bailly will go. I think
Martial.
Bailly will fall to move as well.
Do you know who
About
Ten Hag
Martial.
is not keen on keeping as well
Who's that?
in our defence?
Who?
Have a guess.
Sure.
Luke Shaw.
Sure. Maguire.
Tell us.
Bissaka.
Huh?
Wan-Bissaka, yeah.
Bissaka?
Bissaka.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
heard
Because
about
he
that.
said. I saw a
I
report
heard
that he's
about
not
that,
keen on
though.
him because he offers nothing going forward. He said he's a good
I
defender,
I
but
think
he doesn't.
Wan-Bissaka can still work on him, to be fair.
He could work on him if he can get that
Yeah.
end product, but
He's
apparently
really
Tellers as well.
disappointed.
He's going to have to
Tellers
have
as well
a ton of training
might not
sessions,
survive.
man. He's going to have to be training every single day.
Wan-Bissaka is better than Delo, bro. But Delo's not as good as people think.
Nah. Going forward, you can't compare the two, man. Wan-Bissaka
Yeah,
is
but
not good on the ball.
saying, in
Wan-Bissaka,
attack
He
hands,
can't cross.
He's
He can't
shaky on the
cross.
ball, man.
in
he
a
can't
Ten Hag
cross.
system, you won't need him to cross. You
So
got to
the-
remember, you're not going to need him to cross. We're not going to be playing with wing backs. The football will be a lot different.
How do we get the width? How do we get the width on the Ten Hag system?
Well,
Is
what
it with the
does Ten Hag
fullbacks or is
normally
it with
play?
the?
It's the fullbacks.
Is it the wingers? He plays
It's
4-3-3.
both. It's
Yeah,
both.
but I don't
They
think-
overlap. They
I
overlap.
don't,
So-
think you're going to need him to cross and stuff like that. I think the football's going to be a lot different. I think the football's going to be a lot
So
different.
it's either your fullbacks go wide or
Yeah.
your fullbacks tuck inside. It's either
I
or.
don't know.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Either ways, Ten Hag
Yeah.
still has to make that final decision. I think, in my opinion, I think he's liaising with Rangnick on a
Rangnick.
regular basis, and they're pinpointing play. I think they already joined up a little sheet of who they want, who's going to go out. I feel Wan-Bissaka might survive this one
He's not
for
that-
this season.
that-
I
think
think
they'll
he'll
get
stay
rid of
this
him.
summer.
I think he'll stay this summer.
It's hard to get rid of him this summer. I think because
Yeah.
I don't think United are going to get the fee that they
I don't
want for
think he's
him
even
because
played up
he's
to
not
10
been
games.
playing
Has he
much.
even played up to
And
10
play-
games this season?
No, he's played more than 10 games. I
Do
think
you
he's played
think
more than 10.
Wan-Bissaka can
He was playing all the time.
He played more than 10.
do you
He was
think-
playing a lot on the Ole before they got sacked.
Yeah,
man.
he played all
Yeah,
the
but do you
time
think
with
Wan-Bissaka can retrain as a centre back?
Nah.
No way.
Nah, man,
No.
no. He's a fullback. That's what he needs.
He's not the
what
best
Wan-Bissaka needs to do
footballer.
is
I
just
said,
improve.
seriously, he's not.
Yeah,
His
he's
ball
not
control is
as
not
bad
the
as
He's
best.
not good on the
He's not
ball.
as bad as people say. He's not as bad as people say.
He's He doesn't look good on the ball at all. Do you see when he's on the ball, man? I'm like he doesn't just look like a. He
I know what you
doesn't. He
mean.
doesn't look clean.
He doesn't look
He doesn't look
composed.
clean at all.
No, it doesn't look
He doesn't want
Yeah,
to.
it's
He doesn't want to
ridiculous.
keep the ball. He wants to give it away quickly.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
gotta remember, under
Okay.
Ollie, he was being
Yeah.
forced to try and beat men. Like that's not his game. It
Yeah.
wasn't like pass and move. It was almost like give the ball to the fullbacks and expect him to do a miracle. Like they hung him out to dry, really.
Right.
On the Ollie
So-
system.
I'm curious to see what Ten Hag is gonna do with the Wan-Bissaka. But just one more question though.
Yeah.
Kay, what do you think about Pogba? What are you feeling? Is he going or is he staying? Because I heard
think
this.
There's 2 or 3 things that are gonna influence that. If Zidane goes to PSG, I think Pogba goes PSG with Zidane. Now Riola's passed away. Who's going to be his agent? Who's going to represent him? Are they going to be able to get him what he wants? And it's sticky with him. Like, is Ten Hag going to be able to sell it to him? Because he was sold a dream under United. Originally, we're going to build a team around you. And he's at that age where now it's like all or nothing. Like, if I stay here, I got to stay and we got to make it work. Or let me go to a league where he's won leagues already. So for him, it's not the league; it's the Champions League he wants.
Okay, so what side? Okay, 50. Okay, what's your percentage going or staying? What do you feel based on
Personally,
all?
I want him, man. I want him done.
30% stay, 70% gone. I think.
30% stay, 70% gone.
70%.
Okay.
I think honestly, I think we should let Pogba go.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I totally agree.
He's
I
a
think
great
it's time
player,
for him
but
to
he's
go.
too inconsistent. And
I
with the
totally
injuries that crop up every now and then, it's like, you know, I just feel the partnership didn't work. I just feel.
I think majority of fans will say that it's time for him to go.
Yeah.
I think because it's just got to the point where it just doesn't taste good no more. You know what I'm saying? It just
Well, the media.
One last question.
The media have helped made that worse, to be honest. The media.
Oh yeah, typical.
The media have rinsed him, haircuts.
They've demonized him.
The last question I'm going to ask all of
you. Like, who else gets vilified for going to their brother's wedding? Like, I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one last question for all of you. I'm going to start with Vimo. Arton and Martial, is he staying or is he going?
I think the jury's out on him as well. You know, if he comes back into the squad and then he trains hard under Ten Hag and he puts a shift in all the time, increases his work rate, he could be saved. You know, he needs to put his head on his shoulders and think clearly now. Look, do I want to be part of the squad? Am I willing to work hard? Because if not, he's going to be, you know, going back to Monaco or some other club. Because how old is he now? He's getting on a bit as well.
27.
He's 26. He's 26.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't shown a lot of professionalism as well. So he needs to just screw his head on straight.
He would say Ole would say one thing. The wife would go on Instagram like, "No, he's not. My husband's not injured."
Yeah.
That was funny. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, but he's got skill. He's a baller. He's got good technical ability,
very
and
talented footballer.
he can suit the style of Ten Hag. You know, so he can save if he puts his mind to it.
Bems.
I think Martial, if he puts his head down, I agree with him. I think Martial would do well on the Ten Hag system because Martial, let's be real, he's not had a proper coach that's gonna really get the best out of him ever since he's been at United. I think the only manager that got the best out of him was Louis van Gaal. After that, it's just been terrible. I think if I would like to see Martial under a proper manager like Ten Hag, like a true coach. I would like to see him under a true coach and see how he is in what happens. I think in my opinion, give him one more year with Ten Hag, and let's see what happens. And if it doesn't work, then let him go. I just don't want to. I don't think you're even going to get good money from Martial right now. Anyways, you're trying to sell him. I think the best bet is to try and convince him to stay, sell the project to him, get him on side,
right,
and let him play under a proper coach like Ten Hag.
Okay,
my opinion. But
okay, quickly, Martial.
Yeah, I think in his head he's done with United. Because I know there was a time Matt told me, but personally, that Mourinho was happy to sell Martial. Bayern Munich wanted him. It's before they signed Sane. They wanted him, and the club said no. But then I found out recently, I think there's a clause in the contract that if United sell him, they don't make a lot of money. They've got to pay like a mad sell-on clause. So I think that's part of the reason they don't want to sell him.
Right.
But for me, Martial, it's almost like Pogba. It's almost like a long goodbye. Like, I think we've got to just start again. I think we just got to start again, personally.
Right.
I love Martial, but
it didn't work out.
Press the reset button.
And it's hard to reset with fans. You know, fans are they
made up their mind.
Martial doesn't work hard. I think we just got to go our separate ways together.
Right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've come to the end of the show. I have to talk about the game against Brentford. Man United 3, Brentford 0. One of the best scintillating, mesmerizing football we've seen it from Man United Old Trafford in a very long time since the game against Leeds. People compare those two games, but Leeds, we know Leeds played very open football. That was different. But this yesterday was some very eye-popping performances. Everyone put in a shift. But the lineup was a different lineup. Can that lineup sustain us in the next 2 games? Only time will tell. Vimal, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel. We are on our journey to 4K, so don't forget to join us and keep helping us. Vimal, the painter, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate the time. Bems, the controversial one, thank you very much. And the smiling one, okay, with all the info. We'll be sending some to your house very soon to get some more.
You have to give him one of those little microphones with a little box, yeah.
I know,
he's gonna go meet all of his mates and say, "Hey, what's happening?"
Yeah.